Hi, everyone. Diana Rankin here with your weekly soul messages from Philip and a prediction or two. Um, we've got some questions that Philip asked that we're going to answer, or we've got some questions that you asked, Philip, that we're going to answer. And it's the 48th week of the month, and it's the 20th. What is it, the 24th to the 30th, I think, the 24th to the 30th, I believe. I forgot to write it down, and so forgive me if that's off, but it is the 48th week, and we're coming up on the end of the year so quickly. And this has been a really, whoa, what a week here in the U.S. And by the way, Daisy's over here sleeping on her big bed, and she's all cozy and comfortable. She kind of hurt her one hip a little bit, and so we're feeling energy for her. So she doesn't want to get up and move around a lot, but it helps if she does. It kind of loosens it up. Anyway, enough about that. Whoops, I'm sorry. I forget to take those off. I'm so used to wearing them, I forget they're on there. And I know they create a glare, so we'll take them off. So what we're going to do today, welcome everybody, and I'm so glad you're here. I am going to do my best next week to catch up with all of the comments that you've been making. I so appreciate them. I do read them. I just don't have time I don't take time to comment back. It's been a very busy season. So we will also get a message from one of my books. It's The Master's Book of Answer by Philip, my spirit guide. This is an oracle book with each page having a different wisdom, and we just kind of flip through and open to any page, and we think left page or right page, and that's our message for the week. I want to let you know, I also have coming up in March the 20th, first day of spring, we're going to hold our 3-day workshop, Awakening to Your Deeper Intuition. It's going to be held at Sunshine Therapeutics in Waynesville, Ohio. A beautiful place with a lot of really good energy. We've held the workshop there before. I'm going to go back. That's been 4 or 5 years since we held it there. I don't hold it in the same place every year. Last year it was in Wisconsin, and the year before it was in Springfield, and so just different places. So what we're going to do, though, is I'm going to read you, we're going to answer 2 questions. One is by a viewer, and one is a question I ask, and they kind of go together. So I want to get going on that because they kind of fit together. So I wanted to bring both of them in. And as you know, I just sit down and I journal with Philip and say, what do you think, Philip? So any questions that you have, please post them below or email them to me. I even get questions on my Twitter account or Facebook account, Messenger, I think it is. So any of the above, it works. You can even call me with a question, but what I do is keep the questions general to our whole audience. Whoops, almost lost the journal there. Keep our questions general for the whole audience. Personal questions for your life, if you would, you can contact me below and we'll set up a private session for you. For fees and all of that, just go ahead and go to my website, and that'll give you my phone number as well as tell you the cost. This week, we've seen quite an impeachment hearing by the House. It's been rather interesting. I'm sorry to say that 2 of the representatives in the House from Ohio were really very unkind and were just downright nasty and yelling. And I apologize for them. Shame on them. I don't know why these men were like that. But a lot of people in Ohio are very kind and very nice and very loving people. So not everybody in Ohio is like Jim Jordan and Mike Turner. Really, I'm not, for one. I know everybody's wondering, is this going to change anything? And I think it is a game changer. Will the Senate vote to impeach? That's still pretty iffy. Right now, I would say no, they will not. And right now, it does look like in the energy that there's a good chance, there's a strong possibility at this point for Trump actually being reelected. However, I think the Senate's going to flip. And so once we have a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate, then we will change who's in office and the president if Trump is reelected. So it's going to be an exciting time. That also makes it a difficult time. And I want to say also, please don't give your power away to the politicians. When we're angry, let's get past the anger. And if we can get past the anger, then we're not giving our power away. Well, I'm not saying don't ever get angry. Of course, I get angry. And then I remind myself, walk your talk. And so if we walk our talk, what we're doing is we are not giving in to the anger. We might get angry and then we switch and we say, okay, wait, I'm not going to give my power away. It's not worth it. And we bring ourselves back to the place of love and kindness and compassion. And besides, that's a lot more fun, isn't it? All right, here we go. My question for Phillip was, every day in the news, there is a reported shooting where multiple people are killed or wounded. We are in such violent times. I know there's a lot of anger in the world, but why? And why the violence? Now, I already knew the answer to this, but it actually, I learned something from Phillip. I thought I knew the answer to this. Let me put it that way. And so here's what Phillip says. The anger is brought about by the change of the energy. The planet itself is going through an evolutionary error, so humans and animals are aware of change. In many humans, this causes fear, which causes anger. The anger causes violence. The planet's evolution is always in motion. However, there are periods when the changes are pronounced. This period is a revolutionary time of change. Humans, as you know them today, will continue to evolve over the next few hundred years. Within 1,000 years, they will seem to be an entirely different species from the one you know today. Now, I don't plan on being alive in 1,000 years, but I found that very interesting. I wonder what we'll be. Animals, too, are evolving. Humans are recognizing the innate intelligence and beauty of friendship between the two species. Many animals and those who fly are also recognizing the rewards of friendship. This said, remember, we are still in the changing times, so animals are like the human species, still learning. And like humans, some are angry at the change. This anger that produces fear causes violence. There are those who die from guns because of the anger in them, and also there are those who choose to sacrifice their life for the greater good. By this we mean a life may be sacrificed to draw attention to the problem. Does this change anything? The change will come only after the tipping point is reached. It grows closer, but has not yet been reached. Over this next year, it will come as many changes. Over this next year, it will come as will many changes. This transition period will be difficult, so many will choose to work on this side of the veil rather than in human form. Other question is about animals. What's going on with the animals? Something seems to be taking place. So we ask Phillip, what is going on? Phillip answers, yes, you and the one who posed the question are sensitive to the whispers among the animals and winged ones. As with human, animals are going through an evolutionary period. This period is changing the brain structure as well as the DNA of all species. This is preparing for life on this planet in the coming era. Animals, much like humans, have experienced the energy of the day. Humans have added much fear and anger to the energy. Animals are not immune to this and have reacted to the energy. There are those who have moved into the fear and may express anger. There are others of ancient origin who are working toward the goal of dignity for all species, including humans. Remember, we're talking about animals here. These ancient ones are not only holding the energy for the evolution, but are also creating the new world. They are part of the matrix of the new life, so all species may enjoy an understanding of what life truly is. Humans are to understand that all species are equal, whether one has fins, wings, four legs, or arms and legs. All are equal. Animals of different origins are learning to live side by side. They are asking humans to do the same. If humans are unable to accept the equality of all species, the animals will create an alternate world. They will move into a different dimension, if you will. Some are already moving back and forth with an awareness to create the pathway as well as to guide. It is with awareness that humans must treat all species with respect and the dignity afforded and deserved by everyone, regardless of the skin one inhabits. I like that answer. I hope you do too. Shall we get our message? Think left page, right page. And I just remind you, if you get the page that we get, great. Your intuition's right in there. If you get the opposite page, which I will also read, it just may be that's a personal message for you. So as we flip through, there's where we're going to stop. I'm getting a mixture. So let me think for a minute. Right page is a little bit stronger than left. So here's what our right page message says. That which you want to hear may not be that which you need to hear. That which you want to hear may not be that which you need to hear. We always want to hear what we want to hear, but sometimes there's something different that we need to hear. On the other side, on the left side, it says, is it not that war is a substitute for peace, fear a substitute for love, darkness a substitute for light? I'll read that one more time. Is it not that war is a substitute for peace, fear a substitute for love, and darkness a substitute for light? Well, my friends, from Daisy and I and all the four-legged and two-legged ones here, we love you. We thank you for accepting our love. We thank you for loving us, and we thank you for being with us week after week, for your comments, for you keep us going, because there's sometimes I just want to say, I don't want to do it this week. And then I remember you're waiting for this video. Thank you. I love you. Until next week, I hope to hear from many of you. Well, maybe.